I can still call our last summer. Hi guys, so for those of you who may not know, I've moved to Paris. I moved about 5 weeks ago now, and I have been writing a blog every week of the things that I've learnt in the week that I've been there. So I did the first one, it was like 7 things that I've learnt since moving to Paris, and loads of people read it and seemed to like it, so I carried on doing it every week, and I've just done the 5th one. If you've not seen them and you want to read them, I'll put a link in the description below to those blogs, and you can go and have a read. So I thought today I would do a condensed version of the top 5 things that I've learnt since moving to Paris, so that if you're coming for a holiday, or if you're thinking of moving out here, or you're just interested to hear what it's all about, then these are the top 5 things that I have learnt about Paris since moving here. Before I get started, please do click the subscribe button and subscribe to my channel. It costs you nothing, but it will make me very happy. I love seeing the notifications saying someone subscribed, and I'm creeping up towards 1,000 subscribers now, so it's going to be exciting when I get there. So please do click that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and if you click the alarm bell as well, it will notify you when I post a video. Did something just fly across the screen? It's a ghost. Maybe it was steam from my tea. First thing I've learned about Paris is, it may not be about Paris, but it's just about the apartment that I'm staying in. Ridiculously small cups. If you want a cup of tea, this isn't even the smallest one, this is the big one. The coffee cups are even smaller. Have like 4 mouthfuls of tea, and it's gone. But I think I just need to go out and invest in some new cups. So that is not the first thing that I'm going to tell you about Paris. First thing I'm going to tell you about people in Paris is they all wear scarves. Modelling mine here. They really do. Everyone, men and women, lots more men actually, wear scarves. If you aren't wearing a scarf, then you're probably a tourist. There are men who don't wear coats, they just wear huge scarves, which I think is quite interesting. So week 1 in Paris, I went out and bought a nice scarf. Number 2, the French take bread super seriously. The apartment I'm living on is on a market street, and in the mornings people queue up around the corner to get fresh baguettes, when you can buy just as fresh ones from the supermarket next door. But I don't know, it's a French thing and they love it. What you can't get in Paris is a sliced loaf, like you get Hovis, or just normal white sliced bread if you want a bacon sandwich or something that isn't really crusty like a baguette. You just can't get it. The only bread that you can get in a sliced loaf in the supermarkets is kind of sweetened, and it just doesn't taste the same. And so the number one thing that I miss about the UK is just a normal sliced loaf of white bread. The third thing that I've learned since moving to Paris is that everyone says hello and goodbye wherever you go. If you walk into a shop or a restaurant, the person behind the counter or the person in charge will always look at you, and you have to look them in the eye and say bonjour, or they will think you're extremely rude. Also, when you leave, even if you just walk into a shop and decide you don't want anything, you have to say goodbye. It's just rude if you don't. So if you come here on holiday, anywhere you go, make sure you say hello, make sure you say goodbye. The fourth thing that I'm going to tell you about is crossing the road. Crossing the road in Paris makes absolutely no sense at all. They do have to stop, but sometimes they just won't. Sometimes they just carry on going. And the normal, I'm not sure which one it is, zebra crossing, the one that doesn't have the traffic lights, but cars have to stop if someone's waiting to cross. The cars won't stop. The cars will not stop. You literally have to be at least 2 steps onto the crossing before they will slow down and let you cross. It's really a literal hit and miss game that they seem to play, and it makes no sense. and you literally, I fear for my life every time I have to step out onto the road, because if you don't step out, they're never going to stop for you. So you have to literally step out onto the road and just close your eyes and go for it, because they're not going to stop otherwise, and it's really scary. And the final thing I'm going to tell you, number 5, of the things that I've learned since moving to Paris, is that well cooked meat is a myth. You cannot get meat well cooked for anything in Paris. The French, as most people know, like their meat very, very rare, quite bloody and pink. I do not. So everywhere you go, you have to consider that no matter how très bien cuit, like well done, you ask them to do it. I had lamb chops a couple of weeks ago, and I asked for them really, really well done, and they came out and they were still pretty much alive. So if you'd like your meat well cooked, you need to specify when ordering that you want it really, really well cooked, and order something that is gonna have to be cooked, because chances are it's still gonna come out very pink. Even things like hamburgers can be dangerous. So I would suggest going for steaks. No, not steaks. I would suggest going for duck, because duck is always well cooked. Or chicken, because chicken has to be well cooked or it's dangerous. And just be careful with meat if you like it well cooked. If you like raw meat and very, very slightly warmed up meat, then you have a great time. Come to Paris, enjoy. So that is it. Leave me a comment below to let me know your thoughts on Paris, if you've been, or if you're thinking of coming to Paris, if you found this useful. Let me know, because it's always nice to hear your comments. But thanks for watching, and subscribe to my channel, make me happy today, and I am going to go and queue up for a baguette. I'm totally not going to go and queue up for a baguette. I've already bought one from the supermarket.